statistics are like, it's like air that we breathe. You take it for granted. Take it away, and you can see that how important and how vital it was.
It is high time for introducing new methodology for improving the timeliness, accuracy, and the reliability of this data.
A better statistical system would be able to definitely produce better forecasts. As per regional action plan, we have to cover 20 countries in a period of 5 years, and in 6 countries we have completed the first phase of our activity, which is an in-depth assessment of the country capacity to produce agricultural and rural statistics. And we have identified the priority areas where interventions are needed. First of all, we are beginning our capacity building assessment, capacity building efforts by focusing on assessing the capacity. We have a framework for assessing the capacity. We identify the gaps, and this is not like a ordinary X-ray process. It is like an MRI. It's a very comprehensive process, which is completed in about 3 to 6 months in each country. And then once we know the whole picture of the country, then we help country to prepare a strategic plan. And we believe that that plan will set a path for development. And we will have a vision for the country.
And the strategy has been to visit a country and talk to the stakeholders, both the users of the data and the producers, so that we're getting both views as to what is available and what is not available. So we need to identify the gaps and the deficiencies. We've done quite a lot of work in 5 countries already, and we've got to the point where we've identified some gaps and deficiencies. We've identified the gaps and deficiencies, we've identified what work needs to be done in the short term to improve that situation.
But the question is capacity. That's one. And the other, of course, is an overall framework for development. And this is what the global strategy, I think, has provided for countries. This is a good starting point for assembling the resources at country level, at the regional level, and among the donor countries to pull together to help countries in improving their statistics on agriculture and the rural sector. This is, I think, the unified approach, unified comprehensive approach that is a good guide for countries and for partners to work together. We hope that in the countries where we have already started doing work in terms of in-depth assessment, identification of needs, and defining their national strategies for agriculture statistics within the context of the national statistics plans, we hope that they can now move to identifying specific work that are needed for improvement.
We began in 2013 the groundwork where we had our very first mission for the Regional Action Plan as part of the global strategy. So from there we've had 2 missions. We've completed the in-depth country assessment, and next week, we will be endorsing it.
So what ADP has done is to collaborate with countries in doing basic methodological research, and also collaborate with research institutions in the region to do more innovative and advanced research. And we hope to share this with our implementing partners. We have looked into the data collection systems of several countries and found that administrative reporting systems are used prevalently in many countries just because they produce timely and statistics in a very inexpensive manner. But they are prone to what they call subjective intervention. I have also seen progress in methodological research in the use of ICT, new technologies for agricultural statistics. We partnered with the International Rice Research Institute and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency in using their research results, those that they have already done, to apply in agricultural statistics so that we will be able to generate rice area estimates and maps.
Some of these activities may result in changes to the way a village, for example, operates in terms of instead of having individual plots, they may work together more as a community, have a communal plot and share the proceeds of the production. Sharing of equipment, machinery, sharing of marketing systems.
There is greater awareness about need to improve agricultural statistics. Some champions of agricultural statistics have come up at the country level. There is consciousness at the country level about need to coordinate the effort of different agencies to produce coherent and consistent statistics. And I think that's the first stage. A better statistical system would be able to definitely produce better forecasts. If we are improving the market information system within the statistical system, the farmer can benefit from that. The farmer will be able to take better decision or the most profitable decision for him, like where to take his produce so that he gets the maximum price. He can compare the price prevailing in different markets. The first use of official statistics is decision making by the government. So if there is more accurate, reliable and timely data available, we expect that the better decisions will be taken. And in that process, with the limited resources, the better development outcomes will be seen. So the life of ordinary people will be impacted positively by that. The farmers can compare their sowing decisions based upon what others are doing. If there is a forecast about area sown, then the farmers can change the decision to choose about choice of a specific crop. The forecasting of crop production, crop monitoring and losses due to natural disasters, these heavily depend upon the statistics produced by the national statistics system. So if our national statistics system improve, the capabilities of the statistical system to give advance warning about food shortages or the area affected with natural disasters will improve, and that will help the government take advance action to ensure that the population remains food secure even in adverse conditions.
This will be sort of a large-scale thing, and in many countries, particularly those who are either huge importers or exporters of food, the more accurate data on availability, production and storage of, say, major crops like rice or wheat will help the government to make decisions about how much to import and how much to export. And ultimately that will save the country's money.
Ordinary people do not really see and do not really feel the function that, but they can see its effect in the policies and the programs that their governments are doing. And so indirectly, the good quality statistics for planning are felt by the people through the plans and programs that are implemented by the government. One area of development is the development of disaster-related statistics, because especially with the climate change happening all around us, we need to be able to explain how climate change, which usually comes in the form of disasters for people, can affect agriculture.
Well, I think through the frequent measurement, because that's really one of the deficiencies that was identified, was that there's just not enough availability of data. You know, where it was every 10 years we were getting agricultural data that they could measure, and I think that was the beginning of some of the decline in the statistics that was coming of it. So we're hoping that we can reverse that trend by having more frequent collections, and by that we provide the data that's necessary to the ministry so that they can make effective policy, especially as they deal with climate change and the challenges that come with that, with a vulnerable island country with the sea levels rising.
Based upon our experience in 6 countries where we have worked so far, the critical issues in the region that we have found is the issue of coordination. You know, the agricultural statistics is not produced by one agency. There are several ministries. There could be up to 8 agencies, 10 agencies producing agricultural statistics. And it's quite important that they work together and they synergize their effort for achieving efficiency of use of resources and avoid duplication and inconsistent data. In many countries, the strategic vision for development of agricultural statistics is not there. And the countries are still using the old methodologies. They have not fully integrated the new technologies, developments in IT, remote sensing, geographical information system into their statistical systems. So,
one of the challenges is, of course, appreciation for the need for statistics in countries. You know, because when there's lack of this appreciation, then the political will not be there. And so, to me, building appreciation for the role that statistics will play, and then consequently, establishing the political will of countries to actually implement changes to improve the situation. Those are the initial challenges.
The biggest challenge is to get the coordination from all the agencies, and we have to work together in this exercise. We don't have sufficient staff for this. For this kind of data collection activity for agriculture, definitely we will have to deploy the staff of the other government institutions, and that is one of the challenges.
Even at the basic level, there are many countries who do not have expertise for this, particularly for those outside of the statistical offices, but working on statistics like in ministries of agriculture. So the challenge there is to at least get, how do you call it, this core group within each country of people working in statistics in the agriculture and rural sector who are upgraded in terms of their basic skills in statistics.
I have encountered a lot of challenges in applying research and implementing research in terms of coordination. Countries are very cooperative, but they work in silos, agencies in the countries, and we need to make them work together. Use of remote sensing applications in agricultural statistics, we have to deal with copyright issues, the use of softwares that have been developed, the proprietary use of research results, and we have to convince research institutions to share openly.
It's a bit challenging for us in Samoa because there's a lot of mixed crops. It's not just one area with just a single crop. There's a lot of mixed crop going on and scattered trees. It's very hard to measure production, but we identified that maybe we would need an expert to come and try and help us to gauge and figure out how we could effectively measure production.
One of the important aspects of data collection is to get quality data in the field and timely return to the central area for processing. And in some countries that's very difficult, but if, for example, tablets can be used for that process, then that will help both the speed and accuracy of the data. And there are some organisations who are supporting that sort of activity. So there's a wide range of ways that donors can be involved and become partners in this program. Any donor funding, there is a plan for it. That hasn't been the case in the past. Often it's just come in, the money's come in with strings attached. Whereas now, if we have this long-term plan, then we know exactly what the next step is. And that's one of the critical things about the global strategy, is the longer-term nature of it. There are a number of ways that donors can be involved. The obvious one is funding, providing funds. And there is a lot of work we need to do. So we do need additional funds to be provided. But there's also a lot of donors who provide in-kind support, where it might be training facilities, and that's already happening. In a number of countries they have training facilities which they allow us to use, or in some cases they might provide training on a particular statistical aspect. They might come into a country and give a training course, or they might organise a regional training course.
Main support that I am looking for is the assistance to change the methodologies. As I told you, this reporting system will not work any longer because there is a high demand for statistics. So therefore you will have to you have to change your methodologies and set the stage to release these statistics in a shortest possible time and very high level of accuracy and reliability.
We need donors to coordinate so that duplication of efforts will be reduced, and donors to influence research institutions and other institutions in opening or sharing their data, information, and other proprietary tools.
I believe in most cases itself, there's not too many avenues for careers in statistics, although we do have statistics classes being offered at the secondary and at tertiary level education. We just don't have that many qualified statisticians working in the Bureau as well as in the ministry. So I think in terms of the global strategy and some help that it can offer Samoa would be in the form of technical expertise, capacity building,